Welcome back to the HSBC BWF Denmark Open 2024 in Odense. And here we are in the fourth match of quarterfinal day in Court 1. It's time for mixed doubles now. Tan Chung-man and Se Sweat of Hong Kong, China. They're the fourth seeds. They'll play the sixth seeds from Denmark, Jesper Toft and Amelie Magelund. That is going to get some good support now for sure from this home crowd. The winner of this match will play the #1 seeds. What a reward that is. Wang Yangte and Huang Dongping, who are looking in ominous form at the moment.
Court #1, mixed doubles from Hong Kong, China, Tang and Se Sweat. And the opponents from Denmark, Jesper Toft and Amelie Magelund.
Well, this is going to be the first meeting between the pairs.
Black is the call. Red, your choice. Who's going to serve? Which side do you want? Who is going to receive? Okay.
So let's look at Tan Chung-man first, 178 centimeters tall. Currently playing at 8th in the world. Se Sweat, older, 32, 166. These two were #2 pair back in June of 2018. That's the time when they got a bronze in the World Champs, and they did it again in 2021. Asian Games in 2018, they got a silver medal. They've got 7 titles together on the HSBC BWF World Tour, including this year's German Open, and they're runners-up at the Japan Open. Had a bit of trouble there against Kushayanto and Kusmawati. Just under an hour. Jesper Toft is 25, he's 2 meters tall, one of the tallest around, playing at his highest ranking of 32. Amelie Magelund is 166. She's been high at Matthias Turi's ranking of 20. European champion, bronze medalist in 2022 in women's doubles, and a bronze medalist this year in mixed doubles. Beat Povranakro and Pusampran, and then dropped a game against Garcia and Rodriguez.
Ready to play?
Mixed doubles They have won one title in the World Tour. That was actually this year at the Canada Open. Lakpriya Edrisinghe from Sri Lanka is our umpire. Dominic Kader of England as our service judge. Yeah, they beat their compatriots Christiansen and Boye in that final. Tang and Tse, by the way, here in Denmark, have won this in 2017. So, former champions always looking to return back to their old hunting ground.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Tang Chun Man and Se Jing Sweat, Hong Kong, China. And on my left, Jesper Toft and Amalie Magelund, Denmark. Tang Chun Man to serve to Jesper Toft. Lowell, play. Oh! 1 love.
What do you make of this one then, Chris?
Sorry, just they're explaining that the person returning serve has to be able to see the shuttle when it's struck, and just saying couldn't see the shuttle there. For me, this is an exciting game because Magelund and Toft are obviously a fairly new partnership, haven't played a lot of tournaments. Winning the Canada Open was huge, a super 500 massive result. But it's an exciting game because, yes, the pair from Hong Kong are more experienced, the big favourites, but the home crowd's definitely going to play a part in this. We already heard it when their names were announced. You know, the crowd really lit up and made it very clear who they were cheering for. Toft is quite a unique character. He's been 6'5½". I mean, that is incredibly tall. One thing that's more difficult for him is obviously getting down.
I was just going to say,
turning the agility side of it. One thing that did impress me, if I'm honest, was Canada Open. They were playing their teammates, and they were a game and 14-6 down, and also 17-14 down, and managed to find a way back.
Yeah, impressive.
So the attention man, he was so confident that it was out. It was almost nonchalant, if you know what I mean, in regards to, it was going out, and then he was so shocked when the line judge called it in. But yeah, for me, that was quite incredible for such a partnership in their young phase to come back from that massive deficit against their teammates. And also to win a Super 500 is really impressive. It's landed in as well, but first
challenges fall in.
Early on.
Wow.
Oh, look
Challenge
at that. Look at that.
remaining.
So what, the line judge? Incredible.
Wow.
Something as well about Toft that's quite interesting. He's only really been on the scene for 12, maximum 18 months, and he's not young, he's 25, he's also not old. Something Denmark have with their club system is they still have the ability to bring very good players through as club players as such. No other country in Europe that have that possibility because the club system in Denmark is so much better than, you know, England, Holland, Germany, France, any of them. You see this in some parts of Asia, men's doubles pair from Indonesia. Also some of the other men's doubles partners from Malaysia who are outside the federation. Toft there, he set himself up so well. He brought the shuttle down with the first overhead. This brilliant angle, and he gets what he wants here, which is the chance to go full power in a straight line at his opponent. Just misses it. And that's the angle.
Yeah.
Being that tall, the exceptional gift you have is that ability to play the shuttle incredibly steep. Got to say, must be one of the very tallest male players,
Must be.
stop that we've ever had.
Correct.
In the past, we've had some from Europe, Ivanov from Russia and Kolding from Denmark, who are both very tall, but I think he's a couple of centimetres even taller than those.
What must be pleasing, Chris, is the fact that Magelund and Toft have only got together a few months ago, right? And it was in June, the very first tournament. Okay, it was on the International Challenge Series. It was at Nantes. They won that. Then they got to the final of the US Open.
Yep.
Then they won the Canada Open.
Yep.
Okay, Japan Open, that was a little tougher, of course. Big step up. But then got to the quarters of the Korea Open and the quarters of China Open.
Yep.
It's been a very good, big trajectory.
Definitely, and this is the thing, and this is, you know, I am quite intrigued, let's call it, by... Magelund's been on tour for a bit, and I'd say I have a good understanding of her level, and, you know, she's continuously improving, but Toft I hadn't seen a lot of more than 12, maybe 14, 15 months ago. He's impressive. I think the big thing for me is with his stature, his incredible height, if he can improve the physical aspects in regards to his agility, his explosive power, his ability to get down to the shuttle, I do think you're going to have a really exciting... Denmark's going to have a really exciting player on their hands.
Unsighted.
Well, hold on, it's unsighted, so I think...
Unsighted.
Yep.
Toft might want to have a chat with Feng Young-tae maybe. And
Yeah, another player that is incredibly tall. I think he's probably...
5 centimetres taller than him.
Yeah, it's a challenge. But yeah, no, it's a very...
But that's a tall guy who's really made use of it.
And he has, though, but Feng has done incredibly well for me with improving his agility. And he does move, not incredibly well, but he moves well for such a really tall guy.
Yeah.
I think another player who has been exceptional at that is Victor Axelsen. Yes, Victor isn't quite as tall, tiny bit shorter, but he works so hard coming out of juniors, going into seniors.
Oh, that is out.
Service over. 8.
Wow.
5.
Look, spot on there. I mean, the judge couldn't... I mean, you can't see that stuff.
No, it's... And this is why we're so thankful that we do have an instant review.
Correct.
And again, it's just Magelund, she can't see the shuttle. She has to be able to clearly see the shuttle when they serve. Wow.
Well, she saw that clearly enough.
Yeah, wow, she read that so well.
6. 8.
Also, so crisp the way she struck that. Magelund was previously a really good ladies doubles player also.
I can return serves as well.
Lovely bit of skill there.
Function, man.
9. 6.
Wow.
And it's the hold. It's the hold and it's the racket head. The speed at which the racket head changes direction that makes it deceptive.
Oh, got down well, didn't he? Thought the Hong Kongers were in some trouble, but they played that brilliantly.
6.
This is the thing as well for such a tall gentleman, Toft. When it's at his body, his arms are obviously quite long. So he can almost get tangled up. And I'd say something the pair from Hong Kong are doing well is they're just holding their shots and punching it, which it's hard for Toft to change direction. It's more complicated just because he's taller and going at his body as well, tangling himself up, making life difficult for him, playing intelligently.
Oh, oh.
Challenge.
Line judge kind of went two ways.
Now, I don't want to jinx my 100%.
Oh, sorry. Well,
but Toft's body language would suggest
that it was in.
He maybe thinks it clipped the line.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
Well, the slight slump on his shoulders. No.
I am totally wrong. So I was lucky I didn't
You didn't commit to that. Right.
No.
No challenges remaining.
It was maybe just being relieved that won the point.
Yeah.
7-10.
No challenges left halfway through this first game. So we get to the interval of this first game. 4-point lead for the Hong Kong pair.
Prøv at høre. Forskellen på dem og os lige nu, det er, at vi sovser for mange point væk. Angrebsfejl, slag op i catcheren her. Okay? Jeg kan skide godt lide, at du holder ro i catcheren her, når han flytter dig på den første. Fint nok. Hvis det kræver, at du også gør det på den anden, så må du gøre det. Okay? Så må du godt bruge resten her til at slå lidt i øst og vest også. Du må godt sende en over på ham også. Okay? Jeg synes, det er svært at løse. Jeg synes, det er svært at løse hendes sav.
Jeg tror, det var meget kort.
Okay. Så prøv lige at holde øje med den. Men det skal jo heller ikke være sådan, det er forbudt.
Så 你忍住，佢咁樣都好，佢嚟都係響你前面啫嘛，你翻落去，咁啊，下次去擋龍嗰啲位，唔使講咩角度，總之去東你就入翻去，佢一下真係會嚇親，好啊，其實你睇接咗兩個殺波之後，係咪你要對到佢嘅就係其實都 OK 嘅。
Toft does well.
Yeah, brilliant there from the Danish, especially Toft. And that's really got the crowd involved now. Good pressure here. Going cross, ready, reads it well. This is something that Toft does. He has slightly higher base because he knows people aren't just going to lift to him. You can't just keep lifting to the tall man because his attack is so steep. So you can set read that flick so well.
Oh. Well short, that one.
Good call, though. I think it was from Toft, a very loud call of out.
Well, a couple of wayward serves.
And that's one of those I spoke about before, just on the agility side of it there. Very clever from the pair from Hong Kong. They've seen Toft stepped up, but then he's just difficult for him to get back. And then his overhead, really flat. Got to say, so far, it's been a very professional, confident performance from the pair from Hong Kong.
One of the few all-lefty pairs as well. Nice to see. How difficult was it for you, or did it ever? How much does it play into your mind when you're up against lefties, for example?
Definitely, it's especially two left-handers. I mean, it was a very strange first-round game because you had pair from Hong Kong against the pair from England,
Yeah.
4 left-handers.
Yes.
You know, it
It's
doesn't,
rare.
Yeah, very, very rare. To play 2 players that are left-handed, it is a little bit different. You know, you've just got to be aware of it. It could be, that's a lovely drive. It could be a few shots that your comfort shots, let's say, shots that you're comfortable playing, you have to play a slightly different shot because you're playing in an upward direction to their forehand or something like that. But there's that, they can do different set plays because both left-handed, so they cover slightly different parts of the court if they have an organised set play. I do feel that's a fantastic return, wow. But I do feel left-handers, they do seem to hit it a little bit crisper.
Yeah.
Supposedly the science behind it is the way the shuttle is and the way they strike it.
Apparently there is, you know.
Yeah. You know, I'd say it's true. A lot of left-handers as well, I feel they favour their forehands rather than their backhands.
I think we're just generally just a better breed, Chris.
You're left-arm,
as left-hander myself.
I'm out of that one.
No, but was that something that, was it sometimes did you have to kind of even devise plans or think about how?
Yeah, definitely. You know, there's always video analysis, tactical analysis that'll go in before a game, and there are certain safe zones. So on a court where you're more comfortable to hit to.
Yeah.
And then there's obviously areas that you need to be more aware of. Also then, depending upon the drift, depending upon the style of play. I mean, if we go crazy simplistic, you've got generally a net player, rear court player. If we talk about men's doubles, the net player, the space is over them because they're always looking to come forward. A rear court player, always looking hesitant to go forward. You always go in front of them, and that's crazy simplistic. But
yes,
there are always parts of the court that are safer to play to, and if there's a drift, you know, on this court as an example, there's a drift, so the pair from Hong Kong can be slightly more comfortable putting pace into their defence.
Yes.
Because when you're playing against the drift, if you block, the shuttle holds up and it kind of sits up at the net. So there's certain aspects like that. We could go into a lot of detail, and probably a lot of people would possibly switch off at that point. But yeah, that's a fantastic flick. Brilliant.
Very nicely done. Picking up a little head of steam here. Always going to be difficult from there for cert.
Brilliant flick. Totally wrong-footed her opponent there.
Service over. 17-14.
Just 2 points now.
Service over. 15-17.
Oh, they've done so well to drag themselves back into it. Just the 1 point now. At one point it was 14-9.
Service over. 18-16.
So 7 of the last 11 points they've won to really narrow that gap. Oh, that's good. Sliding into that corner.
This is the thing, if you just went off world rankings of 31 and 8, you'd say, well, how can this even be competitive?
Right.
The Danish are miles above that. They'll be around 14 in the world, so this is why it is a very competitive game so far.
The power there from Toft.
Yeah, and it is. He's so dangerous overhead. At the beginning of the game, we saw the pair from Hong Kong deal with it a little bit better, but it's that slightly flatter smash. But look at the placement there, that left hip, and it's the most difficult area to get the shuttle away from. And, he's 6'5½", and when he jumps, imagine how high he strikes.
That's the racket, yeah. That's coming down from a tremendous height, over 3 meters.
I think that'd be me on top of about 5 ladders.
Well, they're enjoying themselves out there. Oh, he's done well there, Tang. Oh, they were in real trouble, weren't they?
How did they stay in the rally there? And it was such a big point.
That is a real credit there, Tang.
And there's a big smile from Tang at the end of the rally, no wonder.
Two game points then for the Hong Kong pair. Steepling smash from Tang Chunman to bring up the first game. There's plenty of positives here for Toft and Magelund. And we'll give them encouragement for the next game.
Så 18-18, jeg synes ikke, vi spiller ikke godt i hvert fald, men lad os smide.
Ja. Jeg tror, det er mere naturligt, at vi kommer lidt længere frem og står herovre. Men vi kan også... Nej, han kan ikke ligge og køre det her løft her. Men vi skal have nye bolde herovre. Okay? Rigtig, rigtig vigtigt. Så skal vi huske at bruge svippen på ham også, og vi skal fortsætte med at bruge svippen på hende. Okay? Nu kan vi sagtens trykke til den. Nu er det her, når vi taber initiativet, ikke? Så må vi ikke spille de der hjørner så passivt her, hvor han bare kan gå op og slå en cutter, bare kan komme op og tro. Så skal han altså flyttes hurtigt. Det er ikke fordi, jeg gerne vil have, at vi spiller baglinjen. Jeg siger bare, når vi spiller baglinjen, så skal den spilles sådan. Okay? Jeg synes, der er tidspunkter, der når han returnerer især for lige, men så er der ingen grund til at spille den sværeste bold muligt. Så spil den over ham.
因為啊，如果冇把握㗎，你摸到係咪摸翻壓分入嚟中間，跟住再等。分。
Okay. Ja, måske også lidt mere naturligt til, at vi kan bruge hjørnerne på vores egen retur. Især på hendes sav har det været lidt svært, ikke?
Lidt mere positiv. Jeg ved godt, vi kan stå dine to. Lidt mere positiv vibe, det vi gør.
Det er bare videre.
Ja.
Ikke? Jeg synes, at for gang i det der, da vi bliver enige om, nu prøver bare at rulle på det.
Second game. Low ball.
So,
Play.
as we mentioned there were a lot of positives for the Danish pair towards the end of that game especially, and that coach just reinforcing that.
Clever. From Tang. This one here goes in front, and then Tofty's below tape. It's not wide enough, and he's just put his partner in so much trouble. I don't know how... Tang Chunman, I don't know how he got the third shot there. Incredible reaction. How did he get that? He thinks his partner's going for it, and somehow he gets it.
Yeah.
Actually put them in an okay position. It was just another step that Sai needed to take to get that round the head. Really good pressure.
Just a very durable combo, aren't they? Tang and
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they've been on tour forever. And you know, they're so experienced. And then they're not young, but they're, you know, 32 years old and 29 years old. They're really not that old. They were definitely one of the countries hit hard by COVID in regards to very strict rules, so it took them quite a long time to come back after COVID.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they were doing well at that point before.
And this is the fine line for me. I totally understand that Toft doesn't want to be passive and just simply lift, but there's a few times where I feel like he's just a little bit impatient and he's forcing it when he's below tape in that situation. And Tang Chun-min, he's done incredibly well. I feel he's got to almost play the bigger court because he's down that end, Toft, and he can. I think sometimes when he's off balance or out of position, he's just forcing a shot that's exposing his partnership.
They're sucking yourself up here, Toft. Not the cleanest of hits, didn't need to be.
They're the best ones, because no one has any idea where it's going.
Service over. 4-2.
Tang Chun-min very apologetic there.
But you like that, Chris?
I actually was, yeah. I would never intentionally mean to hit the shot at anyone. I think that's just obviously taking things a little too far. At the moment, the attack's just too good. Whenever Tang Chun-min, he's attacking very intelligently. If he's off balance, he keeps the shuttle in a downward direction there. And then he's in a slightly better position. Bang, big power with the placement as well, just off the right knee. Really good. He is a very patient player, moves the shuttle around really well. Brilliant shot, brilliant.
Very nice. One of the best shots they played.
Toft there, stepped in so well, and timed it to perfection, because you can see there, Sai just takes a forehand into the gap. Brilliant shot.
Well, this change in partnership that happened, what, just about 4 months ago, just seems to have sparked them into life, hasn't it? As we said, they've gone deep in quite a number of tournaments, and even a decent run here, Chris, as you said. I think
Quarterfinals a good result. I mean, they were seeded here, which so they kind of have got to where they're expected to get to. But even so, last round against the pair from Spain, they were quite edgy, quite nervy, which I understand. It's a game they're supposed to win, and it gave them a quarterfinal chance. But they got through it. I have to say their opponents from Hong Kong have just been superior in the tactics that they've used and the way they've played.
Right.
Brilliant. Tang Chun-min, he hasn't been stressed enough. If we watch this rally here, I'm not sure we're going to get to see it from this angle, but he's in a good position. It's come at him, so he can play anything from there. He could fade it cross court to the backhand side of the Danish pair, or he could go with power as he did to the forehand side. It's one thing you definitely need to be careful of to the big man. A flat flip. He doesn't even have to move, he's that tall. He can just reach up.
Oh. Good response from Toft. And a nicely won point from the Danes. That could be good.
I think that surprised everyone. How is that possible?
Kind of an inside out, wasn't it?
Yeah, on the line, absolute perfection.
They had a little conference there about whether to perhaps do something about it, but nothing forthcoming. Just 2 points in it now.
And they're the ones at the moment that's really putting the Danish in trouble. When they're below tape, there's Magelund there, I'm not sure we're going to see it. It's this one here, it's this shot. It's just the wrong shot. And Tang Chunman's been so good at capitalising on any half chance. When they've gone a bit flatter in the mid-court, he stepped in so well here. He attacks it, he's in a good position. And it's hard because, you know, the Danish player don't just want to lift and be passive and give the attack away, but in that situation, they almost have to just reset, and they do have to lift, I think. Because Tang Chunman, he doesn't have the most powerful attack, but if you give him a half chance, he's very good at applying pressure. Definitely a loud call from Toft. He was confident it was going out. Not sure though the Magelund could quite pull out in time.
Oh, wonderful reactions. Again. Oh, it's made it in. Well, they responded so well there, the Hong Kong pair. And they've got a 5-point lead in this second game after having won the first. They're in a good position here.
Jeg er nok mest ærgerlig over her, at vi ikke rammer hende noget mere. Hun har slået 2 bolde ned ved nettet, som lå en meter over nettet, og så er det som om, vi tænker, nå okay, så bliver vi bare nødt til at spille ham igen. Jeg kunne godt tænke mig, at vi kommer ud nu og så sige, nu prøver vi at spille nogle af de svære baller, nu prøver vi at, når vi spiller den op i hende, så spiller vi den over den anden side. Det virker som om, vi er så bange for at spille hende. Og lige så snart vi er en lille smule ned over nethøjde, så smider vi hende væk, eller også så smider vi ned til ham. Det er ikke noget tab. Kom nu bare afsted på det.
135佢會細，個女仔135去開個高波，你去你嘅正手區。呢一邊嘅時候反而冇咁，你頭頂反而冇咁難受，因為你頭頂打完你可以入，好冇？你開波之後你試去個嘢，一咁樣來。
So we understand that the Danish pair have been told to try and involve a lot more than Tang at the moment, who's been playing superbly. But saying Sweat, very accomplished player as well.
Out.
Fall short. 5-point lead right now for Tang and Seo.
see the apology there from Tang. Incredible shot, as in the outcome, but definitely a large amount of fortune now. I think it's come off maybe the frame. Wow. And at the moment, they're not making him move, Tang, and he's been so good, especially in the mid-court, but the shuttle's going to him. It's got to go in front of him. They've got to twist him, turn him, get him out of position. The court at the moment is just too small on the side of the pair from Hong Kong. They need to make the court bigger, as in by outmaneuvering their opponents, hitting the shuttle away from them.
Oh, the big man hits it into the net. 8 points now. It's looking tough.
And even there, Tang Chun-min covered his partner so well. He has been, to be honest, in this match, a step above, a league above the other players on court. He's controlled the game so well. The shuttle always coming to him. He's controlling the tempo of the match. And this is what Toft can do. You know, the highest level Toft can play at is the very highest. But we've seen a bit of a gulf in the highest level, and some of the easier mistakes that he's given away, or some of the decisions he's made that have just been slightly wrong. I do think he's a player that has a lot of promise.
Well, it's kind of now or never time for the Danes.
We saw it earlier in the men's doubles. Anything is possible. You know, you're down, but it's irrelevant what the score is. The game can almost change in just a couple of points. Wow, brilliant. Really sharp there from Magelund. 11-16. Tang Chun-min, as I said, he's always trying to control the game. He wants a break, just to break up the momentum that the Danish have.
He just took that little second more, didn't he?
Yeah, it was the indecision. He didn't know if it was going in or out, and you're right, it was that hesitation, which meant he then took it a bit later. And after the rally ended, he was looking down, trying to figure out, was it in, was it out? Brilliant. And it sums up, to be honest, Tang Chun-min's this game. He's read everything that's gone on. He's seen the gaps. He really has controlled the match there. Put it straight into there. You can see Toft stepping in. There's a massive gap cross court.
That gap, yeah.
Good placement on the attack from Toft.
Service over, 12-18. Service over, 19-12.
Difficult now, isn't it? Just 2 points required for Tang and Tse. By the way, it was a reaction earlier from Tang. Played it brilliantly.
Match point.
The difficult thing is, Tang Chun-min, he's been so consistent, he's been so solid. And he's had moments where he has done something exceptional, but the Danish, for me, have just been so up and down.
8 match points.
Just as I say how consistent Tang Chun-min has been, he makes a uncharacteristic unforced error.
It's all done. It's been a very clinical performance from the Hong Kong pair, particularly in the second game. And brings to an end the run of this Danish duo who've done well in their short time together. Had good support from the crowd here, but came up against a very experienced pair today. It showed why they are still one of the very best. Tang Chun-man and Tae Sweat are now through to the semi-finals. And they last did that at their home tournament, the Hong Kong Open, just a few weeks ago. So Tang Chun-man and Tae Sweat, the 4th seeds, beat the 6 seeds from Denmark, Jesper Toft and Magelund, 21-18, 21-13. They've done it in 38 minutes. Welcome back to the Jyske Arena Bank. Jyske Bank Arena here in Odense for the HSBC BWF Denmark Open 2024. 5th match of the day here, quarterfinals. Putri Kusuma Wardani of Indonesia plays Singapore's Yo Jamin in women's singles.